The wait finally over. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice hits theaters today. Our own Maria Bartiromo and in the Foxlight Host Michael Tammero got a sneak peek.
Master Wayne. Thermal imaging is showing me 24 hostiles on the 3rd floor. Why don't I drop you off on the 2nd?
Thank you so much. I'm coming to you actually from the screening room at Fox because we're talking about another big blockbuster, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, projected to take in more than $150 million this weekend in the United States. Joining us right now to talk more about it is in the Foxlight Host, Michael Tammero, with all the numbers. Michael, great to see you.
All the numbers. Good to see you.
So awesome. And I love this screening room.
Not a bad setup,
How
right?
fun is
I
this?
know. We're going to take a flick.
All right. You and I saw each other at the movie. We both saw the movie.
We did.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you what you thought about it, but tell me about the perception out there and what you're expecting from these numbers.
Well, the projecting, as you mentioned, it's going to come in about $150 million. I think it's going to come in a little less than that, maybe a lot less. This movie has to be big for Warner Brothers. There's a lot riding on it. It costs about $500 million to make is the estimate, and it has to crack at least $1 billion to make any kind of money on it. That said, it also has to do really well because Warner has so much at stake. There's 10 other movies based on this movie coming out between now and 2020. So this is kind of the franchise that's supposed to launch the whole DC universe movies that goes up against Disney's Avengers and Fox's The X-Men.
Isn't that the point? I'm so glad you mentioned that because that really is what this movie's about. Because when you're watching the movie, you notice that you've got lots of other characters there in addition to Batman and Superman.
Wonder Woman makes her big screen debut for the first time in her 75-year history.
My favorite part in the movie.
Only took 75 years for Wonder Woman to make it to the big screen.
You're right, you're
What's
right.
that about, Hollywood?
What is that about?
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
And there were a few other surprises that we can't get into, but there are some other characters that are introduced in this that kind of sets up the whole DC universe.
Which is a huge thing because then you get to make sequel 2, sequel 3, sequel 4, etc.
Absolutely, and it's all about the franchise in Hollywood, you know, and these things travel really well internationally. So I think the tough thing for this movie is that the critics have been panning it. So and it's 2.5 hours, which is kind of a tough sell. I think, you know, once the hardcore fans go at it Thursday and Friday, word of mouth is not really going to carry it. So it'll probably come in between $100 million and $120 million.
Wow, and you said it's cost $500 million.
$500 million.
So they better make some more money on it. Look, how do you go wrong with Batman and Superman, by the way, and popcorn? I mean,
and why were they fighting? That's what I couldn't figure out. That's the thing.
I didn't understand that either.
Up at night. Yeah.
Why were they fighting?
2 alpha males, and it took a woman to set them straight.
What we do want to also get to is the red carpet, which is
carpet.
pretty hot. So we'll do that next.